She says, listen, there's no way with this guy's history and his record that he should have had a bond that low. They raised my bond and locked me back up and brought me to county jail. So I'm like, I'm really like out of it. I'm losing it because I'm like, God, I know I already messed up. I already feel bad that I got arrested. You know, why do I now have to go back to county jail? Because I had been there tons of times all over the jailhouse, but here I am saved, full of the Holy Spirit. But because of making a bad decision, now I am reaping the consequences of my actions. So now here I am going from the courthouse that I went to in regular clothes from off the brick to the county jail. So now I'm in North Avenue. Many of you from the area know what North Ave is. I'm in the county jail, and I believe they placed me in the dorms. In the dorms, normally when I used to, be in and out of there, they would place me in the blocks where the cells were, and once in a while in the dorms. But this particular time, they placed me in the dorms. So now I'm sitting on my bunk. Monday night, I finally make it to my bunk, got my little blanket or whatever they gave me. And I'm just sitting there, just feeling stupid, just feeling like a bonehead, because I was free. I was out. I was living a whole nother lifestyle. I'm no longer hustling. I'm no longer gangbanging. I'm no longer doing the things that I'm doing. And it's like, well, how did I get here? Why am I locked up after God delivering me from so many different things? And many of you that follow this channel know my testimony, me losing my mind, smoking dust, bullet graze on my shoulder. I've been stabbed. I ran up on people by the grace of God and tried to pull the trigger on them, and the gun jammed. All of these different things that God delivered me from, all of the things that he showed me when I got saved, when I gave my life to the Lord. And in North Avenue, the place that I am talking about, that I am at now in 2003, is where I gave the Lord my life. And when I gave him my life in 2001 in North Avenue, he brought me back to every street situation that he brought me out of. And that's how I knew that it was nobody but God that brought me out of those situations. It wasn't nothing about me, no luck, no none of that brought me out of them situations. So here I am, the irony, I am back in the same jail where I gave the Lord my life 2 years prior. And I don't think that was for no reason that I was going through this process. But here I am, I'm in one of the dorms, I believe it was Fairmont. I'm sitting on my bunk Monday night, I'm feeling like an idiot, I'm feeling stupid. I lay down. I think one brother came over and asked me something, and I don't even remember what it was, but he asked me something, maybe my name or something. I said whatever I said to him, but I didn't want to talk to nobody, because in the background I'm hearing all these conversations. Yeah, I got court a month from now. Yeah, they offered me 7. That ain't nothing. I could do that on my head. And I'm like, what am I doing back here? Like, I've been here and done that. So I go to sleep. Tuesday morning, I wake up, I hear him yell, "Chow." And I say, you know what? I'm not eating nothing in here. Like, I'm so frustrated. I didn't even go to breakfast, lay back down. It's like it's almost like it's a dream. Like I'm trying to sleep this thing away. Like, this cannot be happening to me, right? I was free. Like, why am I here? So all of a sudden, I hear them yell, "Chow" again. So I say, you know what? Let me go and try to get something to eat. I go and eat lunch, get back to the bunk. I have to use the bathroom. And if you know anything about Fairmont, anything about the dorms, in the dorms where we were at, there were no stalls. So if you had to do a number 2, if you had to sit on that toilet, you would be sitting right next to another man using the bathroom, holding a roll of toilet tissue. Like, this is what I've brought myself back to. I was free from this. So now I have to hang my head down, go to the bubble, ask the CO for some tissue, because I got to use the bathroom. There's nothing I can do, right? So I get to the bubble, I get the tissue from him. I walk into the bathroom to use the bathroom. And as I am putting the toilet tissue on the toilet, I hear the CL yell, "Pope, You may bond. And I'm like, oh my goodness, nothing but the grace of God again, right? So I hurry up, I give them the tissue back. I go get all my stuff off my bunk, put it in a bag so I can get ready to get out of here. No stranger to this process, been there and done that before, whether it's doing the bid or being bonded out. So I'm already knowing what to do and how to handle it, what I need to get up out of there. And I never forget this, man. And it's gonna always stick with me. As I'm carrying my bag down the aisle in that dorm, getting ready to leave out of there was some guys in the corner playing cards. I never forget. All of a sudden, this guy yells from the card table, "Hey, yo!" And I look back and he looked me right in my eyes. He said, "Don't you forget who did this for you. Don't forget your father did this for you." And I knew, because he didn't know me from a can of paint. He didn't know I had been saved. He didn't know my story. He don't know nothing about me. This guy, I don't even know him. I don't even know his name. But he said, "Don't forget who did this for you. Don't forget your father did this for you." And I knew that was nobody but God talking to me through him. And I get out of there. And now I'm going back and forth to court. And mind you, I have a super long record. I've been arrested many times. So in my mind, it's like, listen, I'm probably going to have to do some time if it is not for the grace of God. So I get a lawyer. I'm going back and forth to court. And I never forget one of the court dates that I had. I'm in there. My lawyer's telling me what they want to do. You've been in trouble so many times. I don't think they're going to show you any leniency. And I never forget the judge talking to me. And if you ever been in these situations, especially being a child of God, many of you can identify with this, whether it's getting a job that you didn't deserve, whatever have you, the judge hit me with one of those, "I don't know why I'm doing this. I'm going to allow you to go into a program." That particular day I had wild out, acting crazy and all that. So they wanted me to go into like an anger management type program. And when he said, "I don't know why I'm doing this," I knew once again that was nobody but God. But here's the beautiful thing about the whole situation. The program that I ended up being in, I ended up making relationships with the ladies that was in the program. And at the time, I had just started doing the music for the Lord and found myself going to these different individuals' churches, ministering, to the youth, ministering to the people through song. Nothing but the grace of God. Here I am in the same ministry as a preacher, as a married man, going on 14 years of marriage, 2 sons, with my wife. I had a daughter in 2001. A matter of fact, when I started that bid, when I was doing that 2001 bid, my daughter was born. I didn't even get a chance to see her born in the hospital. This is how crazy I was running and how crazy I was acting. But by the grace of God, I just got off the phone with my daughter, right? Great relationship with my daughter. Unfortunately, her mom's passed on. God rest her soul. But always had a strong relationship with my daughter, even getting stronger. I have a granddaughter now who's 2 years old, about to be 3. So when I look at my life and look where God brought me from and where I am now, wife, sons, my daughter, my granddaughter, the ministry, being able to have done music and traveled different places to minister through rap and preach different places, the podcast, the YouTube that I've been on for the last how many years. Like, this is nothing but the grace of God. And the reason why I wanted to share this testimony, and I didn't even tell everything that happened in the midst of this process because I didn't want to make this too long, but it goes to show you that, listen, if you stick with God, if you humble yourself, and remember, I've been talking about this on the channel lately, Hebrews chapter 12, where it talks about the chastisement of God. That was him chastising me. That was embarrassing. For people to have to know that I had been locked up and that happened, that was super embarrassing. My pastor, all of that was super embarrassing. But you know what I didn't do? I didn't stop coming. I kept going to the men's fellowships. I kept coming to the services. I didn't allow that. Even there's times when I got ordained at the church in 2008, my pastor joked about me and Carl, how when we were earlier on in the ministry, sometimes we'll come in and our eyes be bloodshot red. And it wasn't because we had been sleeping all night. But guess what? We kept coming. And I'm here to encourage somebody. Listen, if you keep at it, you keep letting God work on you. We're not talking about doing stuff and being like, oops, I messed up. Because the Bible is very clear. Shall you continue in sin that grace may abound? God forbid. So I'm not talking about no intentional messing up and just doing whatever and thinking God is going to wink at it. I told you what I went through. And that was my one time messing up. And I ended up in jail, ended up getting out, going back to jail, going through the same process that I had been through. Also, having to go to court, having to be in a program, having to do probation. I had to go through all that. So understand there's always going to be consequences to your actions. I'm here to encourage you that if God did it for me, he can do it for you. Stop listening to the world. Stop listening to these people saying God is fake. Many people always wonder, like, Trev, I see you still in church. I see you still, hanging in there and so on and so forth. Listen, I know without a shadow of a doubt, God is real. The stuff that God brought me through on the street and the stuff I went through in the church, nobody could have did it but God. So why walk away from him when I know that he's real? Why walk away when I know that I'm the best me in him? Everything that I'm doing now, that he's allowed me to do and has done through me, I could not have done it on my own. You see what happens when I do stuff on my own? I end up locked up, right? I end up out there hustling and so on and so forth. Now, we talking 20 years ago. This was a long time ago. I'm way far removed from all of that for a long time now. But guess what? I was there. So if I was there and went through all of the things that I went through, and now I am here living the lifestyle that I'm living now, that goes to show you that it is possible. Let's stop listening to stories about people that went to church or they said they were saved, this and that, and now they no longer saved and they're doing this again. No. Look at the testimonies of people that stood strong. But one of the ways that I was able to stand strong was because of the people that was around me and that was supporting me and that loved on me. And that's why I am the same way when it comes to others. I try to show that love. I try to show that support. I will not sugarcoat anything. I will keep it 100 with you. Either you can receive it or you won't, but I'm never going to down you. I'm never going to talk crazy about you behind your back. None of that. Because I've been there and done that. And I want to be able to do the same thing that was done for me, through the Lord Jesus Christ, and that show love and see a person get to the potential or get to the place that God has for them. I could have shared a little bit more of that testimony because a lot happened in that time span. And in 2003, with that whole process, a lot happened. But the bottom line is God brought me out of it. I'm free now. Been free a long time from a lot of those things that I struggled with back then. And once again, if I did it through the Lord, you can do it also. But I appreciate you guys just sitting, just listening to this small testimony. I want to wish a happy Father's Day to all the fathers. Keep on being a father. Keep being in your kid's life. It's not about what your young lady is doing, your wife is doing, girlfriend, whoever. It's about you being in their lives and being intentional with them. And as you continue to plant them seeds, guess what? That harvest between you and them kids is going to grow. But know that I love you guys. And until the next time we get together, shalom.